An entire trailer park evicted. And now the residents have to scramble to find a new place to live. Hey everybody, it's Saturday, March 20th, 2021. Not a fun story to report at all, but this needs to be put out there, and I think we really need to talk about it. And it just shows the injustices that go along with living in what is supposedly the freest country in the world. Out of CBSLocal.com, Florida City trailer park residents being evicted after a deal made to sell the land. These residents are being told pack up and leave. Now, since this report came out just a few days ago, a judge has intervened to try to allow the people more time to figure out where they're going to take their trailers. Now, for those of you that don't know, when you live in a park like this, you can pay off your trailer, pay off your home, but you still don't own the land. So you're still at the will of the landowner, and you still have to pay that monthly lease or what's called lot rent. And they can raise it just like they can raise rents. So while in many cases buying a trailer is a lower cost way to live, in other cases there's also more risks. But it's the same as having a home that's not a mobile home. You can get your taxes raised to exorbitant amounts, and there's nothing you can do because it's the city that is going to come down on you for not paying it, and you will lose the roof over your head. When it comes to taxes, in some cases it's the county, but in this case here, the city decided to sell the acreage here in this trailer park. From the article, residents of a trailer park in a Florida city, some of who have been there for years, are kicked out after the city made a deal to sell the land to developers. So in this case, it's the city selling the land, getting these people out. So in the so-called richest country in the world, this is what we have cities doing to their residents. Residents of the 15-acre lot, which is owned by the city, have until Wednesday to leave, according to the Miami Herald. City officials are working close with a $6.8 million sale with developers. As part of the deal, all trailers, campers, and such have to be removed. All the occupants have to be gone, said Mayor Otis Wallace. He's been the mayor since 1984. Quote, the deal can't close until the site is empty. Now, some of you may be asking, hey, I thought there was an eviction moratorium. What's going on? Because residents aren't being told to leave because of their inability to pay rent, they're not likely to be helped by the moratorium on evictions, which has been extended. But we've talked about that here on this channel. There's always loopholes. There's always a way around it. They could just sell the property, and that is a different reason to tell people to leave that doesn't have to do with loss of income and the illness. Another quote from this article, quote, we just cannot come up with the money to go somewhere else on such short notice, said Yami Saltura, 17-year-old high school student who lives in the park with his father. If they gave us 90 days, at least we'd be able to work with that, and we could figure out where we're going to go and work overtime or something, I don't know, unquote. Now, the city is saying that they gave tenants enough notice, and of course the tenants are saying we need more notice. We can't just pack up and leave. It's not that simple when you're trying to move your entire residency. Now, regardless of what you might think about trailers or even some RVs that are parked on these types of land in these parks, it's still homes. It's still a roof over the heads of these people. And it may not be glamorous in some cases, but it is a place to sleep, that you can stay dry and stay warm. And that's one of the problems with this country. We don't have enough affordable housing. It doesn't have to be a huge house. Even a tiny home park would keep a lot of these people from having to live on the streets. How many of these people are going to be homeless? What if they don't have the resources to move these trailer homes? And where will they move them to, even if they had the resources? Right, so it's things like this that increase the homelessness, and we've been seeing homelessness skyrocket. Even before the shutdown that began in March 2020, homelessness was on the rise. And there's a lot of people out there, including a lot of reporters, that are blaming this just on the shutdowns. But this is a situation that's been getting worse and worse and worse for a long, long time. Recent NPR article right here. HUD, growth of homelessness during 2020 was devastating even before the pandemic. This is what happened when you have inflation, rising prices across the board, cost of living skyrocketing, stagnant wages, jobs being shipped away to Never Never Land. From this article, the nation's homeless population grew last year for a fourth year in a row. On a single night in January, there were more than 580,000 individuals who were homeless in the United States. That's a 2% increase from a year before. So the percentage of homeless population is rising faster than wages. That's pretty sad. And to top it off, the numbers released by the Department of Housing and Urban Development do not reflect the impact of the pandemic. So when those numbers come out, who knows how much worse it's going to be? And to top it off, how much worse would it be if it weren't for the eviction moratoriums, which in some cases don't work, like the case of the trailer park? But how much worse would it be? Are we talking about millions and millions of homeless people in the United States? It's already in the hundreds of thousands. And some people estimate that it's more than millions already. And another sad part out of this, for the first time since they began tracking these numbers, the number of people living outside exceeds the number of people living in shelters. So now there's more homeless people out on the streets, not having a shelter, not having a roof over their head, versus people living in shelters. Right? In a nation that's approaching $30 trillion in debt, we just did a $2 trillion bailout. How much of that is going to go to tiny homes where people can have a roof over their head without the fear of having the land sold out from under them and being evicted, right? Absolutely travesty. This country, the United States, is one big lie. We tell everybody we're the greatest country in the world. We have the most freedoms. We're the richest country in the world, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes down to it, you dig a little deeper, and it looks like the United States, for many people, is one big lie. So we have to be really, really aware of this, and we have to be very careful that we don't end up a victim of situations like this that we're reporting today. This could happen to anyone. There's people that are only able to sleep in a warm bed at night because of handouts. There's people that are just lucky that they got in the right industry. They haven't been laid off yet. It's pretty sad, folks. Stay prepared. Keep preparing. Let's not be a victim of this economy and this system here that's really hurting so many people. Try to be as self-sufficient as possible. In the next downturn, I'm looking to get more land further out in the country. Probably not even in California. We'll have to see how that goes. But I'm making plans myself, and I hope you're doing the same. Everybody stay well. Thanks for watching this report today. Stay safe. Stay prepared. Bye for now. Peace.